feeling great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease.
Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm going to go live over here on TikTok. There we go. How's everybody doing? How's your week gone so far? This will be the last show of the week. It's December 5th. This is episode 721 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer your immigration law-related questions. Let's try to keep it tight. Let's try to keep it real. Let's try to help some people out and teach everybody how things really work in the U.S. immigration system. All right. I see a lot of our friends here. Traylene is here. Christine, Kwaku, Jay Cruz, JD, Big Al, Nola, Anna, Hoolie's here. Lindy's here. Tony's here. Heena's here. Everybody's saying hi to each other in the comments. We always like that. The link will be posted. Nurse Laura is here. There's a cold front going across America. There's no doubt about it. It's very, very cold. We got some of that Siberian cold that came in. Saring's here. Maho's watching in Argentina. Oh, Maho must be with Huli, I bet. Huli's got her shades on. No? Oh, okay. Ivy's here. Maggie, Dammy, Lulu, Didu, Thoughtvolution. That's a cool name. Shauna. E. Kim, Kay, Ivory, Anil, Cameron, Fusion, Chris and Altino, the Dadzi family, Vadim. It's snowing in Boston. Well, Vadim, I'm sure you're used to this cold weather. Let's go ahead and get started. Moo is here. Hello, Moo. Moo, you're on mute. How you doing?
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Good. I will go right away to my question. So I applied for my wife on June 2023, the petition I-130. Okay. And since October 2023, the case has been actively reviewed until now. But at the beginning of this year, I applied for her sponsorship through the Welcome Corps. And luckily, the process goes so fast, and she arrived on October 23rd to the United States.
Yep.
Yeah, so she's now already here in the United States, but I want to know, do I need to withdraw request for the petition I-130 or just leave it and do nothing about it?
No, I would say that what you do is you file for adjustment of status.
Okay, so, but for the petition, I'll just leave it, do nothing about it, right?
So you probably are going to need some help because they're going to be confused about there was an I-130 and then she came on the welcome program. Mm-hmm. So I would probably wait 60 days till after she arrives, and then I would file the 485, and I would say this 485 goes with this I-130. The receipt notice that I got goes with this 485, so that they tie the two cases together, and then they'll know she's in the United States and wants to adjust her status.
Okay, so this form you said 45, is it for what, this form?
For the green card.
Okay. So until she completes 60 days, I will file that or fill up that form and inform them she's already here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you very much. Yeah, that's...
Yep.
Yep.
Iman's here. Hello, Iman.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Fine. I'm your citizen. I'm talking about on behalf of my niece. She's in Germany. She has German citizenship. She has 2 kids. She's green card holders, and she did not visit the United States. She misplaced it, and she want to come and visit her grandmother's Okay, is there any problems if she entered as by ESTA as electronic visa, and if she claim later on the for the green card to regenerate one, or if she find it, would that affect her status or anything like harm her or harm her green card?
When did she receive her green card?
2000, I believe 2015.
And when was the last time she lived in the United States?
2015. She received it. She
You've
went
never,
over there. She's Syrian. Her dad and mom. Her dad is Syrian background, and you know what's going on in Syria. So she was not able to go. So they were restrained in Germany, and then they decided to live in Germany.
so she's probably lost her green card.
Yes.
How is she going to get ESTA if she's a Syrian national?
No, she is. She's both Syrian and German. She has German citizenship. Her mom is German.
Okay. Well, I don't know if people who are originally Syrian are eligible for ESTA. I just don't know the answer to that question. Even if they become a German citizen, I think
Her brother came to the with me. Actually, he was accompanying with me, and he applied for ESTA, and he did not have any green card, and he was allowed to get into the United States as a German.
You mean he had never had a green card?
He never had his green card. Yes,
So
because he was married before that.
I think she'll have to disclose that she had a green card, and they won't give her ESTA.
Okay, so she has to disclose it to the embassy or to whom?
Yeah, when they ask, they'll ask, has anybody
Oh.
filed an immigrant visa petition for you? Have you ever had status in the United States?
Okay, so that's at the gate, you mean? When they ask her at the gate, she disclose it?
I've never filled out an ESTA application, but I'm reasonably sure they would ask about that.
Okay. In case she find it, is there any harm for her to be back to the United States because she did not get into the United States in the past 10 years?
So I think what you're asking me is, Jim, if she has her green card and she tries to enter on it, what's going to happen? Is that what you're asking?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I think that most likely they might not let her in. They might let her in and put her in removal, or they might let her in altogether. So any of those things are possible. She has violated the terms of her LPR status by not living here, not ever residing here. So I think there's a good chance they don't even let her in.
Okay.
So if she wants to take a chance and be ready to have to buy a last minute ticket back home, then that's probably your best bet.
Okay. So she has to take the chance for that. I don't know. She's looking everywhere around it. Her dad has the green card.
I don't think it really matters if she finds it or not.
Okay, it does
The
not matter.
The issue is she's never resided here. That's the much bigger issue.
Okay, that's the much bigger issue.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know. But still, if she disclosed the information to the ESTA, will they let her to come and visit her grandmother who's in bad health condition?
No,
they will not.
No, she's had a green card. ESTA is for people that want to come visit for 90 days. It's not for people who have immigrant intent.
Okay.
All right.
But the point at the gate with the if the ESTA does not have any disclosures and at the gate she has to disclose the informations, or if they ask her, if they don't ask her, if she gets in, okay, is there any harm later on for her to say that you have the green card, you come with ESTA?
Yes, that would be bad. That they would not like that. You're not ESTA is not for people that have green cards.
Okay, got you.
Thanks, Simon.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yep. I always wonder why people get a green card and then don't live here. I just don't get it. There's people that, if you watch this show, there's people every week struggling to get their lawful permanent resident status, and then they just don't ever use it. I don't really understand. Alfredo is here. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Jim. I've been following your channel for the last couple of months. How are you? And thank you for taking the time.
Thank you.
I have a couple of questions. I'm a physician, as you can see. I work in Minnesota as a pediatrician. On a H-1B visa for the past, I would say, 3 years since I'm working here. I had finally my 485 filed on August 23 this year, but it's been a whole mess since I've been doing this with our this corporation lawyer. I filed my 485 form, my parole travel form as well, but I didn't file my EAD application because that was the advice for for the lawyer from this hospital, and I haven't heard anything back from the UCIS since August 23rd that I filed my fingerprints. My questions are, Mr. Jim, is one, should I file my EAD with Trump coming into government? Second, I couldn't file my medical examination, and I do have my medical examination now. The lawyer is saying that no, we should wait for the request for evidence and we shouldn't mail it. But now with the change that it happened, that we should file, but now that the oncoming form, they should file the medical examination. Should we wait for the RFE or should I mail it with an EAD application? What's your opinion?
Sounds like you're sort of stressed out about this, Alfredo.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been here for the past 4 years struggling to get my green card.
And just so that I sleep better, you never had a J1, did you?
No, I was trained with H-1B all the time.
Great. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say August 23, do you mean August 23rd, 2024 or August of
2024?
Okay. Okay. So I think everything's okay. I don't think you need a work card unless you want to get one. If you want to work somewhere else, the reason the employer didn't want you to do that is because the employer's lawyer didn't want you to do that because they didn't want you to work anywhere else. And technically, it could put your H-1B a little bit at risk if the green card gets denied, which it shouldn't, right? But if I had been your attorney at the beginning, I would have said, yeah, go ahead and apply for the work card. I think it's a nice way to show you have status. It's a nice way to get your documents in order for like your driver's license and all that other stuff. It just sort of makes life easier to have that EAD. I think there's nothing wrong with applying for it, and I might go ahead and do it. I don't think you have to do it. If you want to do it, as far as the processing times, green cards are taking about 14, 15 months right now. So, I don't know, what's the final action date, or what are you, EB2?
Yeah, EB2.
EB2. So what's the final action date for your country? Do you know?
I'm from Peru, and it's current.
Okay, so you're good. Okay, so hopefully it'll go fast, but I would say probably about a year, Alfredo.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And now, regarding the medical examination, should I wait for the RFE or?
Yeah, I'd wait.
I will wait. Okay. Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Jim.
Bye, Alfredo. Good luck, doctor.
Bye.
See ya. What a nice guy. We want him happy. We don't want him stressed out. Do we want our doctors stressed out because these fucknuts at immigration can't get their shit together? Hell no, we don't. Alfredo should go straight to the front of the line if I'm in charge.
Let me call you back. Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? I like all those pictures behind you.
Oh, thanks. All right. So, Mr. Jim, I've been following you for a minute. And I had a few questions to get your opinion on.
Okay.
So I have a situation where I have a individual who is married to a United States citizen. They have 5 citizen children together. 3 of them are biologically his. He has been in the country for 20 years. Nothing as small as even a parking ticket.
What about a false claim to citizenship?
No.
You sure?
Positive.
Okay,
He
good.
has a I-130 approved, a 601A approved, a motion to reopen denied, and an appeal to a motion to reopen denied.
Interesting.
He does have a removal order in absentia. We have pulled the FOIA various times,
Yeah.
and there's no loophole because unfortunately, when he was picked up and released, this situation was explained to him in Spanish. It was documented that it was explained to him in Spanish. The documents, they crossed all their T's. There's no misspelling of letters or words. They told him when the appointment would be. They told him where it would be. And it was all documented, who did it, when they did it, the time they did it, and that it was in Spanish as they gave him the documents. So it couldn't have gotten lost in the mail. It couldn't have gone to the wrong address.
With the accurate court date.
With the accurate, well, I want to say with the accurate court date, yes.
Okay. So he just didn't show up and then he got ordered removed.
Right, in absentia, correct. So my understanding, the obvious next step would be the 212, right? The case is still live. We pay for the fees every year just to keep it alive. But my understanding with the I-212, which would be the next step, is that there is a 5-year automatic ban that is not forgivable with a removal of it in absentia.
Okay. So what's the question?
So the question is, do you understand the law any differently than I am? Because I've got 50% of attorneys telling me, oh, no, absolutely, you're good. And 50% of attorneys saying, oh, no, don't touch it.
Yeah. I mean, on something like this, I'd have to look everything over. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
So when was he ordered removed?
2005.
And I mean, I find it hard to believe that somebody couldn't make some kind of an argument that they were ordered removed in absentia without some kind of proper notice, even if they told them in Spanish.
Right. So the problem that I have is that the two opportunities of argument that we had, which was the motion to reopen and the appeal to the motion to reopen, have both been denied. And the only way to appeal an appeal, my understanding was within like 30 days.
Oh, and so that's like res judicata. That's over. Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So the appeal to the BIA got denied.
Mm-hmm.
Why haven't they removed this guy?
Because people have been very good about keeping that person underneath the radar, I suppose.
Yeah. So, but now we have somebody else coming into town, and I think it's going to be a lot more problematic. So I don't know what to tell you.
Okay. Well, it's honest.
Good luck.
Thank you.
See ya. All right. All right. Gustavo, are you parked or are you driving? Is he parked? He looks like he's driving. All right. Let's go to Jay. Jay looks like he's parked. Hi, Jay.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I'm here in Boise, Idaho. So, Jim, I'll try to be quick here. I actually just flew in 2 months ago, just got my green card, and my fiance and I, we're going to be married this 13th December. We've been dating for years, and she's even come here to visit me in the United States a few years back, because this is my second green card, by the way, just so you know. The first one was through my ex-wife, and this one my son applied to me. So, and I just flew in about 2 months ago. Now, so given that Trump is taking office in January, my soon-to-be wife, she has tourist visa. She's visited here me in 2015 just once, stayed for 2 weeks, went back to Brazil. Now she has a really, I want to apply for her green card, of course, and you're probably going to tell me to file yesterday as soon as possible, right? For the I-130.
I want to back up a little bit.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What happened to your first green card?
The first green card, if you remember my situation, I talked to you before, I was waiting on a waiver for 2.5 years. They didn't answer that. All of a sudden, I received an email from the consulate, and I went to the consulate in Rio. They approved my green card. And guess what? I checked a few days ago the status. It's still pending, my waiver on inadmissibility. But it was a mistake. This lady, she was so nice at the consulate officer. She was so nice to me. It was like, wow. And yeah, it was, we didn't quite, she didn't use the word mistake. She didn't admit they made a mistake, but anyhow, but my waiver is still pending. My green card that my son filed for me, it got approved. I'm here on my green card, working as a registered nurse. Anyhow,
Wait.
and
So why did you need a waiver in the first marriage case?
no, the waiver. Sorry, the waiver was on my second green card application. My son applied for me. The first one, I left on voluntary departure. I didn't fight the case here in the United States because I went to my daughter's graduation and got convicted of breaking no contact order just because it was my daughter's graduation and it was less than 300 yards from my ex-wife, even though I didn't want to break it. So I was depressed, didn't want to fight the case, gave up the case, voluntary departure, 8 years in Brazil. Then my son, who became an adult, applied for me, and inadmissibility, you broke a no contact order, blah, blah, blah. But lo and behold, okay, then you can apply for a waiver. Filed for the waiver, 2.5 years later, no answer. All of a sudden, consulate calls me. Oh, you can come from an interview. You can send us your conviction paperwork. I said, okay, the officer has decided that you qualify for an interview. Then I got my green card.
So you needed a waiver for an overstay?
No, the waiver's pending, but I don't need a waiver anymore. The waiver was on the fact that they told me that I was inadmissible, but
why were you inadmissible? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Because exactly, they told me I was inadmissible for burglary, and I told them, hey, this was lowered to the no contact order violation. I was never convicted of burglary, and then they didn't want to admit they made a mistake.
Okay, wait, but so back up. How were you originally in the United States?
Back in 1999, through marriage, through my ex-wife, who we divorced in 2002. It was marriage based.
And when did you take voluntary departure?
2016.
So you still had a green card that whole time?
Not really, because I stayed in Brazil for 8 years. So even if I had, they would tell me that I abandoned it. So my green card is this. Oh, by the way, Jim, my green card is the same number, the same A number.
Right. Okay. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out when you stopped being in status in the United States and when you left the United States. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well,
oh, man. Can't hear you, Jay. Something happened to your phone.
hello. Hello.
Yeah, now I gotcha.
Hello, Jim. Can you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Just a moment. Let me get my cell phone here.
I can hear
It's
you.
gonna work.
Oh.
Give me just 20 seconds.
Can you hear me? Oh, dear Lord. Jay,
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Jay, ditch the headsets.
Oh, I removed this. Okay. I'm just.
Oh my God, what's going on? I think I'm gonna have a seizure. Jay?
Great, that's good now. So yeah,
Jay, take a breath. I need you to slow down. I'm having a hard time keeping up. Okay. When did you first come? When did you first come to the United States?
1999.
On an immigrant visa. Did you get a 10-year green card or a 2-year green card?
I think it was 2 year because I got my status removed.
Okay, you got your conditions removed, and then you got divorced from that spouse.
In 2002, did everything to save my marriage. Oh my gosh.
But you had a 10-year green card at that time.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Was the 10-year green card in effect up until the time that you took voluntary departure?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you were in status that whole time that you were in the
Until 2016, but I'm assuming that they wanted to. I received removal. They wanted to remove me. I was so depressed with my getting the conviction for no contact order, going to my daughter's high school graduation. I gave up my case. I regret big time, and I requested voluntary departure, pre-conclusion voluntary, and they gave me voluntary departure.
Okay, all right, and then you lived outside the United States from 2016 until 2 months ago.
Yes, 2021 or 2022? No, 2021. Right? Yeah. So my son filed for me as a parent. My son is U.S. citizen.
He was 21.
Yeah, and then COVID, everything took forever. Got an interview. Oops, inadmissible. Why? Because of burglary. I was like, my attorney wrote them an email. Well, really nice email letter. He was not convicted of burglary. He got dropped down to no contact order. Okay, that's what they didn't even want to talk over the email. Boom. Waiver filed.
Got
Thousands
it.
of dollars spent.
They sit on the waiver forever, then they say, oops, sorry, we don't need the waiver. They give you the green card.
Yeah, but if I go to the waiver site right now, check the status, Jim, it's pending.
Yeah. So now you have a girlfriend who has a green card.
No, I have a girlfriend who has a tourist visa.
You have a green card and you have a girlfriend.
In Brazil, and she has a tourist visa.
Okay. Have you filed an I-130 petition for her?
No, we are gonna get married this 13th of December. We've been dating for years.
Well, you're gonna get married in Brazil or in the United States?
In Brazil, through an attorney. I'm gonna be over the video.
No, fuck that. Why would you do that? Why don't you get married the next time you go? Why are you gonna mess things up with a proxy marriage?
No, it's the real thing. I mean, I have even my friend, his attorney, he's doing it. We've been dating for a long time. She's visiting me
I don't care. Why are you going to make things complicated by not marrying face to face?
Okay, I can have her come here. We're going to do that, but she's coming just in February to visit me.
Okay. So when does she want to live in the United States?
As soon as her name becomes available on the list, because she's going to go to the bulletin, right? On the waiting list, right?
Right. So you're going to get married to her, and then you're going to file an I-130, and she's going to leave and go back to Brazil, right?
Yeah. Well, she is in Brazil now.
I understand, but you said she's coming to see you in February. You need to go see her before February, or you're going to get married when she comes up to visit you in Idaho, or wherever it is you are.
Yeah. So even if we do the marriage in Brazil, we should still do another marriage here in the United States, right?
What I'm saying is you shouldn't mess around with a video marriage with your lawyer at all. Just stop. Don't do that.
Oh.
It's stupid. It just causes trouble. It just makes things very, very difficult. There's no good reason to do that unless you're barred from going to Brazil for some reason.
Well, if I go to Brazil now, I'm here for 2 months. I cannot go there until I haven't got my green card yet. It's coming in the mail.
Then wait for your green card.
Okay. I might get it today. I received a letter in the mail today. It might be it. I saw the picture from United States Immigration Services.
So if she comes to visit you and you guys go down to Vegas and get married, and then she goes back to Brazil, you can start the process after she's gone.
Okay. Well, okay. So you're saying even though we spent money already, everything's done to get legally married in Brazil?
For the TV wedding is bullshit. It's just going to cause you 10 times the problems that you're handing them a perfect reason to slow your case down for a year.
Okay.
Plus, if you get married before she comes on that visit visa, then when she comes through, she says, "Who are you coming to see?" "I'm coming to see my husband." "Oh yeah? Well, that's inconsistent with the visit visa. We're revoking your visa. You're going back to Brazil."
I see. So wait to do the marriage after that, after she comes. Okay.
But then she has to leave because she can't stay. She can't have immigrant intent, number one. And number two, there's a backlog on visas, so she's got to wait for the priority date to become current anyway. So get married, start the process, and then go from there.
Okay, well, I will do that. Now, she, with her military service in Brazil and having a master's degree, she really would like to do a doctorate here in the United States, a student visa too. After that, would that be okay or not?
Okay. So now you're saying something totally different. Again, another good reason not to do the TV marriage with the lawyer, right? So perhaps if she really wants to come and get a PhD, what she should do is apply for a program here in the United States, get someone to accept her for her PhD, have them issue her an I-20, and then just file for an F1, and then have her come up, start her studies, and then sometime after that, you guys just get married and do it all here.
That would be the best bet, right?
Yeah, but if you get married, they're not going to give her a fucking F1 because she's married to a U.S. citizen.
I hear you. No, I'm a green card holder. I hear you.
Same thing.
Sure. So don't do, if we're gonna do the student visa, do the student visa first and then the green card after.
Yeah, and then make sure she actually goes to school. Don't have her just move in with you and get married once she gets her F1 and drop out of school. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, she would do it. It's assistantship, free tuition.
Okay,
assistantship,
good.
PhD.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
See you, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was like wrestling with a fish. I just couldn't get, I don't know why I couldn't get my questions out right. I don't know. We were just talking past each other, but that was a good call. Lots of good things in there. Hina for the, Jim, take a deep breath. I'm calm. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. All right, listen. We got TikTok up over here, but Hina's reception's bad. Oh, wait, here we go. How should I answer the public charge question on the 45? Everyone has to say yes now until they change it. You have to say yes first. My friend Lewis proved that to me. What travel doc to use after I withdraw my asylum case pending and I got my 10-year green card through my spouse? That's a real problem. You can't get a refugee travel document. You're sort of screwed until you get your citizenship and get your U.S. passport. That's sort of my answer. All right, that's all we have from TikTok so far. Let's go to Z. Hello, Z.
Hey, Jim. How are you doing?
I like that background, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I worked on that a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like fairy lights, and in front of that, there's a shower curtain, actually.
It's pretty. What's up?
I have two questions, one for me, one for my friend. I'll start with the question I have for my friend. So they got their green cards. I think EB2 category. They have been here for like 5 years with the green card already. They're about to apply for citizenship N400. But like they have a they have a trip planned to Brazil in February, and they're like, if we get the citizenship before February, then we will have to wait for the passport, and we cannot leave. Like, what should we do? Like, if they should apply, and if they get their interview before, should they like defer the interview, or like they should wait until they apply, because they cannot change the date of the trip.
How long a trip is it?
1 week.
Yeah. So, and they haven't filed yet?
No.
Go ahead and file. It's very, 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 very unlikely that they're going to get their interview during that week.
Okay. All right. That's good. The question for myself is, I applied to N400 while my I-751 was pending.
Yeah.
But I got the interview notice at the beginning of this month, on the election day, actually. And it's next week, Friday. But on Thanksgiving Day, like crazy as it is, my I-751 was approved. Nice. And now my green card is in the mail. If I don't get the green card, like the new green card before the interview, would that be any problem, or no? Right? It's just I'll go with my old, like the green card I have, and with my notice, and it should be all fine.
Yeah. Where's your ceremony, or where's your interview?
It's Fairfax, but I'm in DC, so I won't get the same day ceremony because it has to be in DC.
That's why I asked. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, whatever green card you have in effect at the time that you naturalize, when you have your ceremony and the interview, just bring that. And then I've actually had this happen a couple times. What the officers have said is, just bring the green card to us or send it back to USCIS. If you get your 10-year green, like you might get your 10-year green card after they swear you in as a citizen, I would just send it back to them.
Okay. That's good to know. All right.
Yeah, good luck with the interview. And that's funny that they approved it on Thanksgiving. I guess someone was reviewing your 751, watching football, eating turkey, and approving your case.
I know. I was not expecting that to happen on Thanksgiving.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye. All right. Let's see if we got anything on TikTok. Good morning from Chile, South Dakota. This is Natalie on TikTok. If I filed a K3 after my I-130 is, it's sort of cut off, is there a timeline for the K3 to be processed? K3s are a waste of time. State Department doesn't honor them. You can file it if you want. I think it's just a waste. So I wouldn't, some people claim on the internet that it makes I-130s go faster, but I don't believe them. So I wouldn't waste my time with a K3. Just confuses things and it doesn't work. Kim is here and she's been waiting. Hello, Kim. You're on mute.
Hi, Mr. Jim. How are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good.
So I had a question. My fiance has a 21, 22-year-old daughter, who's undocumented. So they're both undocumented. Their visas expired about 10 years ago. So if we file, we're getting married later this month, but if we file, can it negatively impact her? Like, could she be deported or get anything put in process for her?
Well, thinking defensively, which we must now that Donald J. Trump's coming into office, let's play it out. You file an I-130 petition for your then spouse.
Yeah.
Your spouse has to list your spouse's children.
Yes.
And they have to list their address of where they're at. So yes, the government would at that point have her address. Whether they're going to be sophisticated enough to go out and look for a over 21-year-old daughter of a green card applicant, they didn't do anything like that during the first administration. Obviously, they want to deport as many people as possible this time. Do I think there's a scenario where you and your fiance, then spouse, go to an interview and they say, "Hey, where's your daughter?" I mean, I guess that could happen, but that'd be a huge sea change. It'd be a huge sea change. I don't know if they can pull that off. And it's certainly, I mean, did she apply for DACA?
She wasn't. Her birthday fell 6 months after the cutoff, so she wasn't eligible for it.
She was too old.
She was too young, I believe.
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
I don't think anyone was too young, but I guess it doesn't matter now because you can't file a new one. So yeah, I would proceed because if nothing else, having a green card holding father would be helpful to her if anything else happens. So I would sort of try that route.
So because I from what I was my research, so because we obviously didn't marry before she was 18, I can't sponsor her as a step parent. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, Kim. See ya. All right. We like it when people have their questions ready and are ready to go. Let's go to Sally. Hello, Sally.
Hi. Can you take me off camera?
Done.
Okay. What are my chances of my husband getting his green card? The first interview was with the lawyer. You know how the lawyer gives you a pre-screening questions?
Like practice?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
When we went in, he screwed up on that. He didn't even know certain answer. And this was your answers.
Wait,
the second time.
The husband?
Yeah, the husband.
So what kind of questions during the practice did your husband not know? Give us some examples.
Well, God, this was back in 2020.
What's the
simple questions like
your marriage? What are your
No, not that date. Date what he did and what the degree he had over in Nigeria, and just simple questions. And then the second interview was they didn't call me in the room. They went in with the lawyer and him.
So you mean
they noticed his birth? His marriage license that the wife sent over was not legit. She filed it in another court and not the main courthouse.
Yeah. Fake divorce decree from
So
Nigeria.
the third time we went, well, the lawyer got the new, the up-to-date version of the marriage license. And around that time, the house collapsed from a hurricane. And I had to move in a trailer with FEMA. And his name was on the lease. And then it was from hotel to hotel. And it just was a hot mess. I was under a lot of stress, lost my mom, lost my dad, lost my stepmom. It's too much. So he was on a lease at the trailer. So when I went to go, I said, let's just separate because this is just too much. We're staying in the hotel and your sister helping you. I'm helping you with money. And I knew he loved me. I never been married, never had children. Mm-hmm. And I'm disabled. And so this third interview was just with him and I. He still screwed up. But before we went in, he had a shot. He had some liquor. He did a shot, and he did a shot on the second interview. So the third interview, he still screwed up. So they did us, put us separately. And he said, "What about this checking account? They only have $25, and now you're not with them." I said, "Yeah, I'm not living there because he only gave me $150 out of a whole damn 4 years of marriage."
That's what you told the officer?
No, I told him that.
Oh.
I didn't want to share my account with somebody who puts $5 in an account. Are you crazy?
Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, Sally. I'm sorry. Okay, so then what happened?
What are the chances are now we're waiting on he doesn't need the 130, right? Just the 485, correct?
Well, have any of your how many different I-130s have you filed for this fellow?
No, the lawyer won.
Okay. So was the problem back in Nigeria with the prior marriage with the divorce decree or with the marriage certificate?
The certificate.
The which one?
The certificate.
The marriage or divorce?
Divorce. It wasn't the correct paper. He had to send another one over.
Right.
FedEx. Because she had to go to another location to file.
But has USCIS ever agreed that that the new one was valid and have they approved the I-130?
No, we're still waiting.
So yeah, he needs both of those to be approved. The I-45 can't get approved without the I-130. Right,
but it has been 2022. We've been waiting.
Well, that doesn't mean the case got any stronger just because you're waiting. It sounds like a mess. I mean, he was married back in, where did he get divorced? In Nigeria?
Oh, God, yes.
Yeah, so I bet they don't believe the divorce decree is real. Therefore, your marriage isn't valid. Therefore, the I-130 can't be approved. Therefore, he can't get his.
No, it's valid. The lawyer looked at it. It's a valid marriage license. She would never sent it off for the second time. I mean, for the first time, she would never mailed it off. And then when she called them, she said, "Oh, we never got it. How you never got it?" She sent it overnight, and someone signed for it.
Okay. I'm just telling you that USCIS is very, very, very suspicious of divorce decrees from Nigeria, and that 95% of the time when they push back on those, it's because there's something wrong with it. And if the divorce in Nigeria is not accepted by USCIS, then nothing can be approved.
No, we're waiting for a new decision because she resent it or whatever you call it, update the status. I don't know. I'm just so tired of it. Oh, God.
In answer to your question, Sally, I think it's unlikely that there's going to be an approval of this case.
Why is that?
Because I'm not convinced that the divorce decree is valid. It sounds like there have been questions about the living situation. You're not commingling your money and your husband's drinking before he goes into the interview. So I have to think he didn't make a good impression.
Right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and file for divorce. I don't have to go through filing with all these all these numbers you're saying. I don't know any of that. All I have to do is just file and what should I tell my lawyer, my divorce lawyer? Just file under what? Never was married.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if you're legally married or not. I just don't know. Yeah, that's a good question for the divorce attorney. Good luck, Sally. All right. Well, we've had some calls today, haven't we? I'd add that one to the list. Venkat, hello.
Hello. I have a quick question. Let's say if I'm applying for 400 form, citizenship form, I got the driver's record for 10 years. I got one ticket, which I'm going to include on the 400 form. But what about it doesn't show something on the driver's license record and which I cannot trace back, when I got the ticket, it is hard for me to remember. So if I don't include, what happens to them?
So the question is, have you ever been arrested, cited, detained, charged anywhere? And
No, cited, speeding ticket.
It's
just speeding ticket.
I understand. I'm just talking about what the question is on the N400. Have you ever been arrested, cited, detained by any law enforcement officer?
I said yes.
Okay. And so based on getting the driving record, you know of one ticket that you have, and now you're saying there's this other ticket. You don't remember where it was.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you're telling me? What to do?
The one ticket I remember because it's on the driver's record. But
Yeah.
other ticket, I cannot remember. It's 20 years back, I got a few tickets here and there, but I can't remember where they are.
So they're more than 10 years ago?
Yeah, more than 10 years ago, 20 years, 15 years, something like that.
And if I were to ask you this question, Venkat, did you pay the fine for all of your tickets?
Yes, I did.
But you don't have any proof of that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would say 90% of officers will believe you and say, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And 10% might give you a hard time. But if it's more than 5 years ago, I don't think anyone's really going to care.
So do you want me to go to the police station?
Unless you get a real asshole. If you get a real asshole, then they could make us think about it. But
Mm-hmm.
I would think not.
Is it a good idea for me to go to the individual police station where I got the ticket and see them?
Yeah, I think I would say in answer to your question, I would say it's a good idea to do your best to find whatever you can, so that if you go to the officer at your interview and say, look, I know I got this one because it's on my driving record. I know I had one or two other ones. I think one of them was in Clayton County. I went to Clayton County. I asked. They couldn't find anything, but I think I got one there. But even if I did, I paid it. Everything's cool. Like, you need to do your best, and then just take your chance.
Do I need to include them on the 400?
Only if you find them.
Yeah, if I find them.
Yeah.
So does it matter if I can find 5 or 6, 10 years back?
Well, you keep adding the number of tickets. I thought we were talking about one more ticket. Now there's 5 or 6.
Yeah, I mean, if it happens in the 20 years period, maybe 3, 4 tickets, does it make a difference? Long time ago.
Again, depends which officer you get.
Okay.
See you, buddy.
Okay, one question. Can I apply same time? First, I can apply extension of my green card, then wait for 10 days and apply for citizenship?
Yes.
I can do both of them same time?
Absolutely.
No problem?
No problem.
Okay. That's the only thing is the driving record is an issue here. I cannot trace. I got one more ticket, but I cannot trace a lot of them.
You know what you might do, Venkat? You might call a private investigator and say, hey, I need you to find all my tickets, and see what they say.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Bye, Venkat. Bye, buddy.
Thank you.
Got it. All right, let's go back to TikTok, see if Hina's got anything for us. How scary is CBP? My husband is entering U.S. next week. I don't know. Depends. If it's a marriage-based green card visa case, I think they should be fine. Hi, Jim. What happens if your I-751 gets denied while you're abroad? Somebody asked me this in Immigrant Home. If you're not an Immigrant Home, we have a Facebook group over there. It's called Immigrant Home. Somebody asked this question. I've never heard of that actually happening. That would be a problem. Might be a good reason not to travel if you're getting close to a decision and you think it's going to get denied. In theory, I guess they could say you're no longer a lawful permanent resident and not let you back in. That'd be very, very, very aggressive. I don't think they'd do that, but I also don't know if you'd have the right to see a judge. So I'd be careful about that. All right. Nixta, hello.
Hello, may I stay off camera, please, Jen?
You are off camera, Nixta.
Thank you. I have a question. I have two minor kids, 15 and 17, and I applied for my 400, and I'm waiting for my appointment right now. And I just want to know if I become a U.S. citizen, what's gonna happen?
How old are they?
15 and almost 17.
They have green cards?
No, they overstay.
Oh, they overstayed. Okay. So you've listed them on your N400.
What did you say? Sorry.
You've listed them on your N400.
Yes.
You put each kid, you put their names on your N400.
Yes.
So you're going to go to your interview and they're going to say, hey, do you have any kids? You're going to say, yeah, I have two. And they're going to say, hey, where do they live? And you say, they live with me. And they might ask their immigration status. It might come up. Historically, they just sort of let that go. They don't really get worked up about it. Technically, they could. Technically, I've seen some requests for evidence where they basically accuse the person in your shoes of smuggling children into the United States, even though they're your own kids. I think it's very aggressive, but I also think that's the kind of bullshit we might see under Trump. Do you know when your interview is?
They give me a 5 months.
Oh, you just filed?
Yeah, months ago.
A month ago? Yeah. So, like I said, that would be very aggressive. I doubt they're going to do it. But then once you get your citizenship, you can file I-130s for both of them, and you'd have to apply for adjustment for them because they're overstays. But they'd be the children of a U.S. citizen, and it would all be forgiven. The overstay would be forgiven, which is why I don't think they'll come after the kids.
So they can be automatically U.S. citizen.
No, they're not
Okay.
citizens. That's why I was asking you if they had their green cards. If they had their green cards and they were in your custody and you naturalized, then they would be U.S. citizens. But that's not the situation here. So what's going to happen is you're going to get your citizenship, and then you're going to have to file an I-130 for the 17-year-old and an I-130 for the 15-year-old. And you're going to have to file for adjustment for both of those kids.
Okay.
And then they're going to have to get their green cards.
Oh, and after that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Bye, Nixta. Good luck, kid.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Hope she gets her citizenship here real soon. All right. Let's go to C. Parkey. Hello, C. Parkey.
Hello. Thank you.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good. And you?
Great. What's up?
Been married for a year, a little over a year now to, I'm a U.S. citizen. I've been married to a woman from Belize.
Okay.
And due to our first incident that went sideways with the attorney starting the filing processes for us, all that he accomplished was filing for an extension. During that time period, with no notification from him, we missed an appointment date. After that, my frustration was high on dealing with that attorney, and I figured out how to get her information on the online system to see the status of applications and different information. Then I found out our extension timeline had expired.
You're talking about extension of the B1, B2? Is that what you mean?
Well, we were trying to file for her adjustment of status.
Okay, so let's back up. When did she enter the United States?
Our last entry was February of this year.
Okay, and were you already married in February of this year?
No, that happened in around June.
In June. And she entered on a B1, B2 visa?
Yes.
So that means she would have status up through August of 2024 if she entered in February, right? Because she got 6 months?
Right. That August sounds familiar. I just come across your website, so the dates aren't fresh in my mind.
Okay, buddy. So then you hired an attorney to help you, right?
Correct.
And the attorney told you that you needed to file for an extension of her B1, B2. Is that right?
At the time we got our information together that he first explained to me. By the time we get that together, and actually part of the delay was on my part in the very beginning. Part of it was my part. I've been out of the country myself for several years.
Yeah.
So I need a co-sponsor.
Yeah, but that's fine. But there was probably no reason to file for an extension, but there was an extension filed and then that sort of went away. And so has an I-130 been filed for your spouse?
No, none of the other documents were getting filed. The only thing that was filed was the extension, and that just accumulated into this feeling that it just wasn't being handled right, because everything I was questioning, the answer came with a fee, and I felt like he was responsible for us missing our notification for the interview appointment, and
what interview would it be? Because usually, if an I-130 wasn't on file, there shouldn't have been an interview.
Well, this is mixed information because I never found proof of it either. It's just information that was coming from him. It made the way the information was coming to me from him, and the information I was reading up on the process was always contradicting.
Okay.
So we're currently in a position where everything is expired. It's overstay, I think is the right terminology.
Yeah.
And I'm still pursuing to find a co-sponsor.
Okay. Well,
so and now that our government changes are going to come,
right.
My big question is if there's anything that can help our case with by getting filed before Trump comes in.
So
we don't know what's going to happen then.
I would say that if you work really, really hard to find a co-sponsor, we could work really, really hard on our end and help you get this whole thing on file. It sounds like you're really frustrated. This is what we do every day of the year. Spouse cases is like our big thing. So if you want our help, we'd be happy to help you. You can email me, info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. Say, I'm C. Parkey. I was just on the show with you. We'll get started on it right away. You go find a co-sponsor and we can get this stuff knocked out in a couple of weeks, and certainly before the end of the year.
Okay.
I suspect...
If a co-sponsor doesn't come through, is there anything that we can get filed that helps our case later on?
We get on file, but you're going to get an RFE pretty quickly for a co-sponsor. So the case can't get approved without one.
Okay.
All right.
A co-sponsor is just necessary any way we go about it.
If you've been living out of the United States and don't have income on your taxes for the last 3 years of $30,000 or more, yes, you're going to need a co-sponsor.
Right. Okay.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
See ya. All right. With that, we'll end the show. Sometimes people hire lawyers that don't know what they're doing. And it sounds like old C. Parkey found one that was just sort of making shit up as they went along. I don't know. It doesn't instill confidence in the process. That's what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Have a good day, a good weekend. I'm off to sunny Minnesota, balmy, sweaty Minnesota. Ha, ha, ha. For the weekend. And we'll be back on Monday. Matt, good to see you, bud. Big up to all the Yardies. Thanks to Hina. Thanks to Huli. And we'll be back at 4 o'clock on Monday. We haven't done a 4 o'clock show on a Monday in a while. That'll be fun. Bye, guys. Bye, guys.
I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in the state of these